Dear students, I welcome you to the session. In the previous session, we have understood regarding the net income theory and regarding the traditional method or traditional theory. In this today's class, let's try to understand the net operating income approach. Okay, so here the problem goes like this. Amita Limited operating income is rupees 5 lakh. That is, your EBIT is 5 lakh rupees. The firm's cost of debt is 10% and currently the firm employs 1,50,000 of debt. Okay, the overall cost of capital of the firm is 15%. So we have the information of net operating income, that is nothing but your EBIT information we have, and we have the information of cost of debt and how much is the debt amount and overall cost of capital. Now let's see that what we have to calculate. So we are required to calculate the total value of the firm and cost of equity. Okay, so here it is showing first statement of showing the value of the firm. So net operating income, EBIT is how much? In the problem only they have given it's 5 lakh rupees, and interest on debentures on 15 lakh on 15 lakh 10% is the cost of debenture. So how much it will come? 1,50,000. And how much is the earnings available to the equity shareholders? 3,50,000. And the total cost of capital is 15%. And how do we calculate the value of the firm? EBIT divided by cost of capital, that is your 5 lakh divided by 0.15, we will be getting the overall value of the firm, that is 33,33,333. Okay, so here we have computed the total value of the firm. Next, what we have to find out? We have to find out the cost of equity. And how do we find out that? Market value of debt is 15 lakh and market value of equity is how much? We know what is the total value of the firm, that is 33,33,333 minus 15 lakh. How much we will be getting? 18,33,333. And how do you calculate the cost of equity? The formula which you have taken down is earnings available for equity shareholders divided by value of equity. And how much is the earnings available to the equity shareholders? 3,50,000, right? And what is the value of equity? 18,33,333. So what is the cost of equity? 19.09% is the cost of equity. Okay, so this is the formulas for net operating income. Okay, theory. So now let's take the one more problem and try to understand. So here we have something called Alpha Limited and Beta Limited are identical except for capital structure. So this means that both companies are similar but the capital structure is different. Okay, Alpha Limited has the 50% debt and 50% equity, whereas Beta Limited has 20% of debt and 80% of equity. All percentage are in market value terms. Okay, so the borrowing rate for both companies is 8% in a no tax world, and the capital markets are assumed to be perfect. So here everything in Alpha Beta company, both company, everything is same except the capital structure. Okay, if you own 2% of shares of Alpha Limited, what is your return if the company has the net operating income of 3,60,000? Okay, so here they asked little indirectly, so we have to work it out. So they are telling that if you own 2% of shares of Alpha Limited, what is your return if a company has the net operating income of 3,60,000? Okay, and the overall capitalization rate of the company is 18%, and what is the required rate of return on equity? Okay, so that is they are asking what is the implied required rate of return on equity, that is nothing but your cost of equity. So here next is Beta Limited has the same net operating income as Alpha. What is the implied required equity return of Beta? So here also we have to find out the cost of equity. Okay, so let's see the solution part. First, what they ask us to calculate? They ask us to calculate the value of Alpha. So here how do we calculate? Net operating income divided by cost of capital. So we will be getting the value of Alpha Limited, and then they are asking us to calculate the return on shares, right? So value of the company is how much? the value of the company is 20 lakh rupees. And what is the market value of debt for Alpha? It is 50%, because they told in the problem 50% equity and 50% debt. So 50% debt is how much? 10 lakh. And what is the market value of equity? 10 lakh, right? So now let's calculate the implied required rate of return. Okay, so net operating income is how much they have given in the problem? 3,60,000, and they told 8% interest. So how much is the debt we have? 10 lakh rupees. 50% debt and 50% equity. So 10 lakh rupees on 10 lakh, 8%, 80,000 rupees. So how much after deducting the interest? EBIT minus interest, how much is available? That is available to the equity shareholders. Earnings available to the equity shareholders. How much? 2,80,000. And what they ask, if it is holding 2%, how much is the return, right? That's what they are asking here. If you own, okay, if you own 2% of shares of Alpha Limited, what is your return? That's what they are asking. So here, this is the earnings available to equity shareholders. If you are holding 2%, how much it will come to? So you will receive the return of 5,600 rupees. Okay, next try to understand what is the implied required rate of return on equity. Okay, how much is the implied required rate of return? How do we calculate? Because we know, if you want to calculate the cost of equity, what we do is earnings available to the equity shareholders divided by value of equity, right? Total value of equity. So here, how much is the earnings available to equity shareholders after deducting the interest? 2,80,000. And what is the value of equity? 10 lakh rupees. So your total implied required rate of return is 28%. This is for Alpha company. Now let's try to find out what is the implied required rate of return for Beta company. So here, what is the total value of the firm? 20 lakh. Market value of the debt is how much? 20%. So how much it will go? 4 lakh will go. And how much is the market value of equity? 16 lakh. This is for the Beta company. So now net operating income is how much? 3,60,000, and 8% on debt, that is 8% into 4 lakh, 32,000 it will go. And how much is the earnings available to equity shareholders? That 3,60,000 minus 32,000. How much it will come? 3,28,000. So now let's try to calculate the implied required rate of return for equity. Same way, earnings available to the equity shareholders divided by value of equity. So we will be getting the implied required rate on equity, that is cost of equity is 20.5%. Okay. So here this is just the description or the conclusion which I have given. It is lower than the Alpha Limited. Okay. Because Beta Limited uses the less debt in its capital. As the equity capitalization is a linear function of debt to equity ratio, when we use the net operating income approach, the decline in required equity return offsets exactly the disadvantage of not employing so much, the way of cheaper the debt funds. Okay, so that's what the conclusion part is. Thank you guys. If you have any doubt, get back to me.